I'm going to preface this entire video by saying that I'm in every sense of the word an amateur. This video is my experience on my first backpacking trip and my attempt to document it with mixed success. I have no experience with either backpacking or filming. We decided to take the lead up to the Appalachian Trail, starting at Amicalola Falls, going to Springer Mountain, and then ending back at Amicalola Falls between getting off work Friday and sundown on Sunday. The trailhead had multiple bear signs, and we knew to prepare for bears, but we'll get to more of that later. Be aware, thick bear. I love the stretched out image of a bear. Alright, got a map right here.
Yeah. So we're like here.
We're here.
We're here.
So we're following blue. Appalachian Trail. Appalachian Approach Trail. So yeah, I was right. The green is the other way.
Oh, okay.
So we're following blue. Shortly after we started, I quickly began to realize two things. I packed way too much food, and that it was going to rain quicker and more than the weather predicted. Alright, so we are currently sitting in the tent. We left at, let's see, 3:45. Now it is 4:30, and it already has stormed so badly that we needed to set up a rain shelter and kind of kip for a second. So we're going to take a break and get some food. Brought these nice sandwiches from Publix, and we're gonna eat them. Great start to the first ever backpacking trip. Honestly, it was kind of fun, but Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, we're dry now.
We are, but
I mean,
you can probably hear the thunder a little bit.
It's not like it's
and
cold.
It's actually raining a little bit less now.
I'd be way more concerned if it was cold than we were saying.
Yeah, it's not cold. It's actually really humid out in the hot, so we're all right. Okay. Alright, well, here's our little makeshift camp area that we set up after the rain. Maybe I'll hear some more of the thunder. We never saw any lightning, but inside for the worst of it. So we're just hanging stuff up to dry for a second, and then we're going to get on the road. On the road again! After the rain, we only hiked for another hour or so, and then we started to set up camp. That night, we realized we were going to need to get water. We walked about an hour to where we thought there was water on the map, but there wasn't any, which was ironic because we were still wet from the rain earlier. Apparently, when you camp in Georgia, even in the summer, there are all kinds of bugs that are attracted to the heat of your tent and just hang out. It was a bit of a shock in the morning. In the morning, we got up and immediately headed towards water farther up the trail. Luckily, we reached water before we got worried about running out.
This is how the pioneers used to shop for their water. Back before there was Publix.
We had two different ways of filtering water. We had a pump filter similar to a bicycle pump and a squeeze filter. They both worked fine, but I preferred the squeeze filter since it was way lighter and a bit faster. I also brought iodine tablets in case my filter stopped working, but didn't end up having to use them.
No, that doesn't actually taste bad.
Nice.
Mine's actually filling up. There we go.
After we had filled up our water, it was time to get moving since we didn't make it very far the day before because of the rain. This day was absolutely the most tired I've ever been in my life. The vast majority of our walking was this day. I also realized that I was burning through my camera batteries way quicker than I thought, so I didn't have as much time left for filming. We made it to the summit of Springer Mountain, hiked for another few miles, and made camp. We were so exhausted by the time we settled down that I didn't pull my camera out until the next morning. The next morning came much quicker than we thought it would. Remember all those signs about bears? So it's currently just about 6 a.m. We're at a campsite from Saturday night, Sunday morning now. Sun's just about rising. We've been up since 4:30-ish because something came into our campsite looking for what we put in that bag of trash now that was spread all over the campsite. Not sure if it was a bear or raccoon or what exactly it was because we didn't see it, but we've just been up since then. We tried to make a fire. Everything's kind of too wet though, and just been hanging out since then, making sure whatever it was we could at least see it when it comes so we could back off. But sunlight's starting to show through the trees just now, so we're gonna get going as soon as it's actually bright out. We got a really early start on the day. We aren't sure exactly what woke us up, but our best guess is a bear or a deer. There was a bunch of trash left at the campsite from before we got there that the animal came looking for, but we didn't have any other choice for campsites. Luckily, we scared it off once it heard us moving around when we woke up. Since we had covered so much ground the day before, we made really good time and stopped for water once more that morning. We ended up back at the trailhead around noon. We attempted to do an interview at the end talking about our experiences, but the parking lot had a lot of noise, so it didn't turn out great. The rain didn't end up bothering either one of us, since we only got rained on once and it was pretty warm out. We both had great experiences with our gear, especially the tents and water filters, although I definitely want a thicker sleeping pad next time. The top of Springer Mountain was a phenomenal moment for both of us, since it felt like a great accomplishment, the view was awesome, and the cool breeze at the top felt amazing. The second day alone, we hiked about 15 miles, most of which was done up or down a fairly steep incline, which neither of us were really prepared for. We both got freaked out when we were woken up by whatever animal it was in our campsite on Sunday morning, and neither of us really realized how much trash there was at the campsite until we saw it in the morning. When it was all said and done, we were both very excited to get some food on the way home. We had a blast and we're both hoping to go again sometime.